in this episode, I'm explaining the 7 categories of additive manufacturing technologies. There's really a huge number of additive manufacturing technologies out there, and they all are called differently, and they all have special variations that make them kind of unique, but they also have common deterministics that allows us to group them into categories, and we're currently talking about 7 categories. These 7 categories were first defined by a ASTM standard committee in 2009, and that standard was withdrawn, and an ISO and ASTM effort actually picked up that work and created the 7 categories that we're using today and that we're also using in that course. So if we look at them, we have these 7 here, and I'm going through them one by one and reading out the explanation of it. Vat photopolymerization, the first one, is an AM process in which liquid photopolymer in a vat is selectively cured by light-activated polymerization. A part that you would make with this process is, for example, the staircase. Very delicate features, has the tower. The staircase is the delicate feature inside of this tower. Material extrusion is an additive manufacturing process in which material is selectively dispensed through a nozzle or orifice. That's actually the process that most people know, and for example, this part could be made out of it. 2 colors gives us already an idea that that would be a material extrusion part. The next process is powder bed fusion. That's an additive manufacturing process in which thermal energy selectively fuses regions of a polymer powder bed. I have a couple of examples here. I want to point out these cubes, very delicate structures and structural parts. The next process is material jetting, which is an additive manufacturing process in which droplets of built material are selectively deposited. And the part that is made with that is this injection mold, or in this case, a blow molding mold. Very smooth surface and durable up to certain temperatures. The next definition is for binder jetting. That's an additive manufacturing process in which a liquid bonding agent is selectively deposited to join powder materials. And this is an example of this process, this denture example. Sheet lamination is an additive manufacturing process in which sheets of material are bonded to form an object. And directed energy deposition is an additive manufacturing process in which focused thermal energy, that can be laser, electron beam, or plasma arc, is used to fuse materials by melting as they are being deposited. So that's the definitions that are defined in the standards that we're using today. But there are other ways we can classify the different processes, and I'll just wanted to point out a couple that are currently used. We can classify the material by the type of raw material, for example, a metal, ceramics, plastics, and we could further distinguish the plastics between thermoset and thermoplastic. We can look at the form of the raw material, if it's a powder or a droplet or a bead, and also the bonding mechanism, if it's an adhesive, if it's bonding or fused by melting. Those are all classifications. And on the right, you see a classification that is first split by materials and then by 3 different distinctions of technologies: parts built through polymerization, parts built through bonding agent, and parts built through melting. So as you can see, there's a variety of classifications. In this course, however, I'm going to stick to the classification that's standardized today.